Brothers and sisters, Brother Ali at your service. Apologies if you can see my cat walking around in the back. I have tried to get him out of shot, but I can't. I can't appear to do so. The purpose of this video is to explain to those of you who have been following us with regards to this whole matter, this issue or concern, or has been going on at our local masjid in Wembley Central Masjid. So this is to basically keep you posted with regards to what we shall be doing going forward now with the format of the videos. I've requested from a few brothers that we have a couple of sit-down sessions. There have been a massive influx of brothers and sisters who have requested that we provide some backstory regarding our energetic initiative, our energetic and passionate initiative that we're having down at the masjid. Obviously, you've seen these t-shirts, and we are essentially having our say, attempting to bring the committee to account with regards to what we see as transgressions against the real Wembley Muslim community, or the real Wembley Masjid community, WMC. Dub it what you may. We would like our current committee to be brought to account. You may have seen the most recent video where I was subjected to some quite revolting and repugnant, call it what you want, despicable behaviour, and that's what we are intending to do. With regards to their videos, what we do intend to do is have a sit-down session of possibly, it could be anywhere, with regards to a few brothers who shall be involved, who do know the backstory better than I do. I sometimes don't have all the facts with me. I've got some facts with me now, and I'm just going to, briefly just skirt through them. And actually, we'll go from bottom upwards. For example, something that we'd like the committee to address, essentially the chairman of the committee, Mr. Mehboob Behami. I really haven't got his surname respectfully at hand, so I can't actually give you that at present. But we'll call him Mehboob to keep matters simple. So look, this committee has failed to respond to emails from congregation members with valid concerns. We've been, over a year and a half, people have been requesting what's happened with regards to, the response to the emails and questions that we have put to you. There's the issue of the post of chairman and education secretary. These individuals, such as Mehboob and Wasim, education secretary, they were actually opted in. This is a flagrant breach of constitution. Have the issue of affray that now violent affray. I had to look up the definition of affray. It constitutes a higher charge than common assault. Affray. It's essentially in the English language, and this is according to the Oxford English Dictionary, which is two parties are involved in a violent act that disturbs peace, in the most simple terms. Now, the charges of affray were dropped against both parties. However, Mehboob was one of the individuals that was involved in this issue of affray. However, the charges were dropped. Now, Constitution, Article 5 states that any individual involved in any form of violent behaviour shall be expelled or suspended from the masjid. That's another question that we would like to put to them. Why hasn't he, at least by the general secretary or the remaining members, why is it, such a dictatorial, autocratic system almost that he's put in place in the masjid? Why are the other committee members so frightened of him? Why was he allowed to take a running punch at Brother Mustafa and give him a black eye and a bleeding nose? The fact, put it aside that he was not found guilty or the charges were dropped or whatever, both charges were dropped against both sides, is that you've just admonished Article 5 of the Constitution, He's a chairman. He was involved in putting it together. What sort of example does it set to our youngsters that be careful, you could be hit by this guy. He has got a tendency to hit people. That's the reason. Again, it's another reason as to why we are recording these videos. We have a number of other questions here. Why aren't the Friday donations and the collections published like the old committee used to do? Over £3,000 were made every Jummah prayers. 2,500 Muslims attend Jummah prayers, and from 35 different countries. One of the most pertinent questions is, could they confirm as to whether or not the elections were free and fair? Was there any element of vote rigging involved? Why were 300 votes provided and considered as part of the overall ballot count after voting had closed? Why were they considered? Is this not manipulating the election process? So there are some valid questions that we now want to put to them. The videos that will be coming up shall involve brothers with a lot more knowledge on these matters than myself, who were there present at the time when this whole issue transpired. They will give you a background with regards to why these issues transpired. They have more knowledge than myself with regards to what's happened, and it's important that we get the truth out there. That's the only purpose that we have, and kindly ask this committee to peacefully step down from power. We can only carry on with our initiative week on week. We are going to choose not to step down. We are going to choose to carry on until the committee steps down. They are not wanted by the community. In the most recent video, the General Secretary can be heard stating that, we are only 8. Arif, the General Secretary, can be heard stating that we are only 8, you are 80. Well, thank you for confirming that we are the majority, regardless of the reason. And the community are not happy with their conduct, the general way they have approached the community, and the expulsion of the Imam, the issues. There's a number of issues. We can carry on and on and on. But another question that I'd like to put to them, that they had an AMG recently, an annual general meeting, where obviously you'd expect members to be invited, but it wasn't held at the masjid. It was held in Harrow, apparently. Why was that done? Why was it held off premises? The fact that no one's around to provide application forms to become members of the masjid, hence allowing them voting rights. It should be someone in the office between the hours of 7:30 and 9 p.m. every Sunday. No one's there. So why is this done? There's a number of questions. We can go on and on and on and on. But yes, to go back to the recent events of a few days ago, I was treated quite rudely. I was pushed and shoved around by members of a lot of our brothers who were very passionate and were being very, very energetic. However, I was pushed around, I was shoved around, I had fingers pointed at my face. I want to know that if you were to do that to a police constable, point a finger 2 inches away from his face, that's more or less an offence that you could be arrested for. Gesticulating like that, making those aggressive sort of gestures. Why did members of the committee or volunteers from the committee think that would be appropriate for them to do to me when I was just quizzing them and trying to find a middle ground, trying to approach them with the olive branch? Why did they think that was appropriate? We have had a number of meetings, I think approximately over 12 meetings in the last 3.5 years. 3 meetings, I understand, lasted more than 3 hours. They all ended in superfluous, irrelevant answers. Again, we request that we be given hard facts, not a loose gambit of fables and stories and anecdotes. We be given some hard facts with regards to what's happened. Why haven't they published the end of year accounts, profit and loss accounts? There's many things. Again, The videos to follow will now involve interviews or meetings with brothers who do have a little bit more knowledge around this whole issue. They will be short. They will be very, very short. We don't want to bore you and give you a diatribe of just repeated stuff, of just repeated comments and questions and answers. We'll try to get a bit more information on the backstory and other things that took place over a year and a half ago with regards to the, I don't like to say it's sacking, expulsion of the Imam, previous Imam. We had 22 decades of tranquility and peace in this masjid, and all of a sudden you decide, that our Imam has a different opinion, and you decide to get rid of him. So